You guys, it's 2 a.m. and I'm gonna whisper because my kids are asleep and I can't sleep because I'm in my bed thinking about Neil Tyson deGrasse and all of the stars and like all of the people who are always trying to like debunk astrology as if they just like did something. And I think that there is this commonly misunderstood concept that astrologers and people who believe in astrology believe that we get our personalities from stars, right? So like if the constellation Sagittarius was here and you were born under the sign of Sagittarius, then you exhibit these characteristics and it's a whole personality test. And people, especially, people who like to call astrology a pseudoscience, even though it's been around longer than even the concept of science. Anyway, people like to look at that and go, oh, no, you're wrong. We've debunked that. We asked people and that can't be right. But I think what they are missing, like this main key component, there's a couple of things. One, calling someone a Sagittarius in our book is like the same thing as calling someone a December. Like Sagittarius season is going to happen at the exact same time every year. And this was like laid out long ago based on the observable sky at the time, but based more on the observable collective energy of the time, right? So they were able to narrow down and go, okay, these are the things that typically happen in this season. This is the energy that is typically felt in this season. This is the meaning of it. And I think everyone can agree, right? Sagittarius season comes around and we're getting excited for Christmas, right? Springtime comes around, Aries season comes around, and we're getting excited for summer, right? Like new things are coming, more energy, more sunlight. And so our astrological signs really are a measurement of normal life cycles. And those are just the names that they have, right? Based on constellations that were in the observable sky. But what we actually look at in astrology and measure, like now, are the planets, the transiting energy, because we understand these seasons of life. We all understand the cyclical nature of life really well, and that the same things are going to happen year after year, and that we'll feel those same energies year after year. And what else? Right, will also feel on top of this seasonal energy, this additional cyclical energy of a transiting planet. And I don't think people understand that too well when they try to disprove astrology, because it's well understood that even the orbit, right, of the moon has an actual physical, measurable impact on the earth. It does. And so why would we assume that the other things in our solar system don't impact us to some degree, right? Maybe not to a large degree. Like this is how we look at it in astrology. The furthest planet away that is no longer scientifically considered a planet, Pluto, the furthest planet away is more generational. It's not something we deal with in our day-to-day life, right? It's more of like a long-term generational 250-year thing. It's far away. The closer planets we consider inner planets, Mars, Mercury, Venus, right? This is more like day to day. And this is why you hear things like, oh, Mercury is in retrograde again. It really is. It really is in the sky, right? It's not something like we're making up. But based on what we've observed about the cyclical nature of life, this is the typical thing you might experience during that cycle. And so that's why you hear the same things about Mercury retrograde every time it happens. Scientifically, it is happening. And astrology will help assign a certain amount of language and meaning to all of these cycles, to all of the planets that we can measure in our solar system, and then help people reflect on their inner journey and their outer journey on their own trajectory for their life, but also to be able to look out at the generational trajectories that are happening in all of life. This is why I'm obsessed with astrology and human design, right? Human design uses astrology as one of its founding systems. So if astrology is like this big map that tells us about these energies that, are cyclical and always moving and changing, but still predictable in some way, right? We know we go around in circles in every sense of the word. Human design says, okay, what energy do I bring from my body into these cycles? So anyway, this was keeping me up. I had to say it. I had to say it out loud, or I wasn't going to be able to sleep. So hopefully, cross your fingers that I'll be able to go to sleep now, because I have lots of calls tomorrow and 2 little kids to take care of as a single mom, and I'm going to go do my early voting. So with that, good night.